Hello guys, today I'm going to be going over history in your web browser. I'll probably have an annotation somewhere on the screen. If you want to go and learn how to build your own web browser, I have a full playlist on that with over 50 minutes of content. So you can start from the beginning and end up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started by going to Project, and then go to the Properties, so whatever you named it, and then the Properties down here at the bottom. Then you're going to go to Settings on the side here. Then you're going to add one called History. As you can see, I have that here. You're going to change that. You're going to go ahead and click this arrow under Type, and you're going to change it to a System.Collection. Yeah, this one over here. This one right here. And I want to change it to that. This one does not need anything in it at the beginning. I'll show you how to get around that. But what you do need to do is you do need to click this. You don't have to put anything in here, but you do need to click OK. So at least it generates that. Or else you will get some errors, most likely. Not always, but there is a good chance. So after we're done there, we're going to go back to the tab here, and we're going to double click on the web browser part here, the AX web browser, the Microsoft web browser. You're going to double click, and then you're going to go up here, and you're going to find Navigate Complete To, and let's see here. We need to add this. We need to add this text right here. I added it before this. I began this. So basically, you need to check if it already contains that, because you don't want to create, multiple duplicates of it. So basically, if it does not contain it, then it's going to add it. So that way, let's say you go to Google and you go to Google again, or even refresh the page, it's not going to add Google twice. And this is, going to help out, and it's going to make it more organized and everything like that. So after we're going to after we're done with that, we're going to go back to the settings. As you can see, I made some changes here, and I'm going to go ahead and go over them. If you watched, I believe, my changing the home page or creating a search, I'm not sure which one, but I created a settings panel. Basically, what I did here to clean this up and to make it work a little bit better is I created a tab page. So I added general and history. You can basically, put all the settings and everything that you want up here. I put a panel down here, and over here in the dock, or in the, not the dock, over here in the properties, I docked it to the bottom. And I did that, and I put the button in here, so this is a panel. I think I already said that, but just clear that up. This is a panel. And I put this down here, so that way I could just go ahead and dock this tab the tab control, to fill. So that way it fills up the whole thing, and we also have room for the button and everything down here. So basically what we're going to do is, after you did all this, on the history tab I added one list box and a button called Clear History. So it's going to clear the history. So now we need to go to the settings, or the load settings. So what we're going to do is we're going to double click on the top bar here, and we're going to go and hit enter a couple times after this last one, and then we're going to say if my.settings. Let's see, we named it history dot count equals 0. Then it's going to do. Actually, let's change this to an if not statement, so we can kind of clear this up and make it a little bit easier on ourselves here. So if it equals 1, if there's one thing in there, then it's going to do this. But if there's nothing in there, then it's not going to do this, and this isn't going to throw errors on us. So what we need to do here is we need to, let's see here. Yes, okay. So we need to dim, I'm going to do ihist as integer. Okay. And then we're going to do until list box 1 dot we count dot items dot count. There we are. So list box 1 dot items dot count equals my dot settings dot history dot count. So basically we're going to do this until it equals the amount of that are in the history. So then after that we're going to go list box 1 dot items dot add my open parenthesis my dot settings dot history dot, or no, another open parentheses ihist, and close them. And then we need to close it again, so we have a double parentheses at the end. So then of course we need to do ihist plus equals 1. So now let's go ahead and try this. Actually, before we try that, let's go back to the tab page here. What we're going to do is we're going to click on this text box here. We're going to go down to the properties, and we need to change, let's see here, autofill to suggest an all URL. So we need to change it from, or change it to suggest and all URL. So let's go ahead and play this. Let's make sure that the code runs as it should. So let's go settings. It shouldn't have, or there is actually, yeah, there is a couple things in there just from the last tutorial. But basically there shouldn't be anything in here at the first. Actually there should be. That's right, because you do load a web page at first. So from the very beginning there should be something in there. So as you can see, this button doesn't work down here. We're going to code that here in a minute, but I just basically wanted to check to make sure that worked. And let's just make sure that this works here too. Perfect. So everything works so far. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the settings page here. We're going to double click on this, and this is actually pretty simple. my.settings.history.clear. So it's just going to erase all of them out of there. You know what? Let's go ahead and put a message box right after that. So message box, MSG box, open parentheses. And of course, you know, add information and everything else to this. But I'm just going to make it simple and kind of give you guys an idea of what to do here. So let's go ahead and go Tools, Settings. Let's go History, Clear. And actually, there's one step I missed there. But if we go ahead and close this, and we go back to Tools, Settings. Let's see here. I forgot to do one step here. The reason why they showed up again was because even though you close the form, it's actually technically still in memory. So you actually have to clear out the list box. And this is actually something else that reminds me that we need to do too. So list box 1.items.clear. So it's going to clear out all the items. And you go ahead and copy this code here because we need to make sure to do this when the program closes, or when the settings window closes as well, just to make sure that there's no interference, because otherwise you will get a never-ending loading process. So we're going to go and go to, we're going to double click on the form up here, and we're going to go find form, so your form close, so EF, let's see, form closing, let's do closing. Okay, and we just basically put that code there. So that way when the form is closing, it's going to go ahead and run that. Let's go ahead and run this. Let's go Tools, Settings, History, Clear. Click OK. As you can see, there's nothing there. If I go and close this now and go Tools, Settings, there's still nothing there. So it's really nice to see, and if I refresh this page, it's going to go ahead and go Tools, Settings. And if I go and close this, Tools, Settings, as you can see, it doesn't add another one. Just if I hit OK, it also doesn't add another one. So each time it clears out that text box, because if you don't clear out the text box, basically what it's going to do is you're going to get a never-ending list. Because it's going to say, well, it doesn't equal that. It doesn't equal the setting. So you got to make sure you got it cleared out, especially when the form closes. So anyways, guys, that was just a quick tutorial on creating web history in Visual Basic. If this helped, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you have any problems or anything. I'm sure myself or others would be glad to help. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.